Have you ever made a plan to turn your life around? Maybe you told yourself that starting tomorrow, you'd wake up early, hit the gym, be productive, and finally get your life on track. The plan felt solid. You felt motivated, clear-headed, and ready to go. But then tomorrow arrives and something strange happens. You wake up and feel like a completely different person. The version of you who made that plan is nowhere to be found, and instead, you're stuck procrastinating. It's unmotivated and wondering what went wrong. If this sounds familiar, you're not broken, and you're certainly not lazy. The real issue is that we misunderstand how our minds work. The struggle with consistency isn't about discipline, motivation, or willpower. The real problem is that you are not the same person every day. You're not a single, unchanging self. Think back to who you were 5 years ago. What did you wear? What music did you like? What were your dreams and goals? Chances are, that version of you feels like a completely different person. And that's because, in many ways, you were a different person. Your mindset, your values, and your daily habits have all evolved over time. What's surprising is that this change doesn't just happen over years. It happens daily, subtly. One day you're energetic and driven, ready to conquer your to-do list. The next day, you feel sluggish, uninterested, or disconnected from your goals. Yet we expect ourselves to function with the same energy and purpose every day, regardless of which version of ourselves shows up. Life isn't a solo mission. It's a relay race. The key to working with this truth is to stop thinking of your life as a solo project. Instead, imagine it like a team relay. Each day, a different version of you takes the baton. And just like in a relay race or video game, your job isn't to finish everything on your own. It's to set the next player up for success. Imagine you're playing a game, but every 5 minutes a new player takes control. If the player before you spent their turn wasting resources or ignoring the mission, you'd log into chaos and have to clean up the mess before making any progress. That's what happens in real life when you ignore your responsibilities. You make the next version of yourself as life harder. True consistency doesn't mean doing the same thing every day. It means leaving things a little better than you found them. So tomorrow's version of you has a slightly easier job. Your brain doesn't trust the future. Why do we sabotage ourselves so often? The answer lies in how our brain is wired. There is a psychological principle called future discounting, our tendency to prefer short-term rewards over long-term benefits. We instinctively choose what feels good now, even when we know it will create problems later. That's why we scroll endlessly at night, eat junk food, or avoid our goals. Not because we lack discipline, but because our brain sees the future version of us as a stranger. This bias made sense for our ancestors, who had to focus on immediate survival. But in modern life, it sabotages our long-term growth. Every time you choose comfort over progress, you're pushing the consequences onto someone you don't yet feel connected to, future you. Save your progress like a video game. One powerful way to break this pattern is to treat your day like a video game with save points. You don't have to finish the whole game today. Just reach the next checkpoint. That might mean doing one small task, taking a 10-minute walk, or tidying a single room. These small wins accumulate, and more importantly, they set your future self up with momentum. If you can't do everything, do something. Save your progress, so tomorrow's version of you can continue without starting from scratch. Care for future you like you'd care for a friend. Here's a mindset shift that makes all the difference. Treat your future self like someone you care about. If your best friend needed help, you'd show up. If your pet needed care, you'd provide it. But when it comes to ourselves, we're often cruel, judgmental, and neglectful. When you believe you're not worthy of effort or love, it's hard to make good decisions for your future. That internalized neglect becomes a barrier to consistency. Start small. Respect your future self enough to leave them a cleaner room, a better to-do list, or an early night's sleep. When you view your life as a relay race, and each day as a handoff, your only job is to pass the baton well. Some days, that means running far. Other days, it just means taking a single step in the right direction. Final thoughts. Consistency isn't about perfection. It's not about showing up at 100% every day. It's about small, intentional decisions made with compassion for the person you'll become tomorrow. Your job today is to make their life a little easier. So ask yourself, what is one thing you can do today that will make life easier for future you. That's how real, sustainable change begins. Not with grand declarations, but with quiet progress passed from one version of you to the next.